So, as the brother was saying, right? Let me get John 8:32. Read it.
Yeah, I'll read it. Hold on. John 8:32.
John chapter 8 and verse, I got you. John chapter 8 and verse 32, right? Because the brother was talking about homosexuality. That's a tough topic. A lot of people don't understand homosexuality is wrong according to God. Let me ask you a question, right?
Sure.
How you feel about this?
Gay people?
Homosexuality, period.
I say do what you want. This is America.
You say do what you want. This is America.
There you go.
All right. Let me get John 8 and 32.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32.
What's your nationality?
Cuban, Puerto Rican.
What's your name?
Huh?
Your pops.
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. All right. So you would be an Israelite according to the Bible, right? So the Israelites belong in the land of Israel, right? You familiar with the land of Israel?
I ain't never been there, no.
Right. You never been there, but you're familiar with where it's at on the map.
Yeah.
So you heard of Jewish people?
Of course.
Right. So let me get Revelations 2:9. Read that.
And ye shall know the truth,
So the Bible says we're gonna know the truth, right?
and the truth shall make you free.
Because we don't have physical chains on, but we are in bondage, right?
Yeah.
So read this real quick. So knowing the truth is gonna make you free, right? Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty.
So the Bible says the letters is red. So that's who you call Jesus Christ, right? So he says, I know thy works, tribulation, and poverty. Now, Jewish people, right? They shop all day. They don't do no work. They're not in tribulation and they're not impoverished, right? Jewish people are about 12% of the world's billionaires by themselves. Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
So it's talking about spiritual riches, right? It's talking about the people on the bottom of society. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
So what's blasphemy?
Speaking out against the Lord.
Blasphemy is a wicked lie. That's what blasphemy is. A wicked lie. Go ahead.
And are not.
Read that back.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are
Who
Jews.
claims to be Jews in the earth?
I don't know.
Jewish people, right? So he said he knows the blasphemy of the people that's claiming to be Jews and
Are not.
they are not. But what are they?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Now, why would that be in the Bible? Why would the Bible call Jewish people the synagogue of Satan? Because Jewish people are the synagogue of Satan, right? And they're lying.
Right.
Anything Jewish people tell you is a damn lie.
Right.
Unless they're telling you that you are Israelite and they not. Right? Go to Revelation 3 and 9. This in the Bible twice. And a lot of Jewish people, they reject the New Testament because this is in the New Testament.
Right.
Go ahead.
Revelation 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
So he said, behold, he's going to make them that are the synagogue of Satan, meaning the chief house, the top satanic worshipers, read.
Which say they are Jews.
They say they Jews,
and are not.
and they not,
But do lie.
but do lie. That's in the Bible, read.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet,
Read.
and to know that I have loved thee.
Because their wickedness, go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Their wickedness is about to be proclaimed real soon. That's why we come out here to wake our people up and tell our people, we got to keep the commandments before America get burnt up, right?
Right.
Unless you want to get burnt up too, right?
I'm alright.
You don't want to get burnt up?
no.
Right, so what should you do? Can I get Deuteronomy 10 and 12?
Should I do?
I'm going to tell you. Read that real quick. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Because right now, everybody is in a state of confusion. People are docile. They don't know what's going on. They're looking at us like we crazy because we're reading the Bible. Yet tomorrow, they're going to walk up in somebody's church. And they're not going to look at them like they crazy when they claiming to be reading the Bible too. Right? So it's nothing but confusion on the earth. Nobody really knows what's going on except for the people who's reading God's words right out of his mouth or out of the documentation that he left us to read from. Read that. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter.
Start at 1.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Now I beseech you, brethren,
Go
by
ahead.
the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ,
Because who they call Jesus Christ, his name is Hamashiach Yahushua in the Hebrew. Right? Read.
and by our gathering together unto him,
So we gather together in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua. Go ahead.
that ye be not soon shaken in mind.
That we be not soon shaken in mind, right? We got stuff, there's stuff in this Bible that's going on the earth right now, and we not panicking because we read it in the Bible. Go ahead.
Or be troubled.
Or be troubled, right? So we not troubled in our minds. Our spirit is not troubled because we know what's going on. Everybody else is walking around like they know what's going on, and they don't really know what's going on. Go ahead.
Neither by spirit,
Go ahead.
nor by word,
Go ahead.
nor by letter as from us,
Go ahead.
as that the day of Christ is at hand.
The day of Hamashiach Yahushua is at hand. So Hamashiach Yahushua said he's coming like a thief in the night, right? When a thief break in your house, you don't know when he coming. You probably sleeping, you knocked out. So that's why it says, let us not sleep as others do in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. Everybody that you see, they made a show called Walking Dead. They didn't get that show from nowhere. It's Walking Dead out here. Go ahead.
Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means.
Don't let a man deceive you. Don't let somebody come and tell you, brother, we Muslims. Brother, just be agnostic. God can't exist, man. Just be an atheist. Don't let nobody come tell you that. Read.
For that day shall not come,
Read.
except there come a falling away first.
And that falling away was some of our people forgetting who they was, right? People thinking they African American. People thinking they Afro-Mexican, right? People wanting to be American and leave their actual nationality on the doorstep. Go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed.
Who is the man of sin that's going to be revealed? Caucasian people. Go to, can I get Habakkuk 2 and 4 real quick? Salakia. I'm going to have him hold that Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Caucasian people are the liars on the earth. You understand that? Caucasian people as a whole. You Caucasian? You in a category too. Right? Go ahead.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition, meaning the man of death or the man of sin. Right? America promotes sin. But you know who's behind America? Jewish people. Right? Jewish people promote sin. Right? If the state of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu say do something, America is going to do it.
That's
because
right.
the 13 colonies was established by Jewish people. Samuel Adams, the Sons of Liberty, they was either Jewish or they had close ties with Jewish people. So this country was basically built off of Judaism. That's where a lot of the problems that you see going on and come from religion, that they come from Judaism. They come from Jewish people, right? And Jewish people stole our nationality and made a religion out of it.
Right.
So you can drop that. Get Habakkuk 2 and 4. Get Deuteronomy 10.
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4.
Go ahead.
Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
That's talking about Caucasian people. His soul is lifted up, right? Because Caucasian people are the proudest people you'll find walking the earth.
Right.
Read that back one time. Bible shop.
Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
So Caucasian people were made to be wicked. That's how the Most High made them. The Most High made everybody, right? Just like he made a multitude of different flowers. He made different fish in the sea. He made different felines, right? He made different kind of fowls or birds, right? And he made them for certain purposes. Caucasian people just so happen to be the people that was made to promote sin in the earth, right? So now you ask, and I'm going to finish on that too. Hold it. In Deuteronomy 10 and 12, you ask, what should we do?
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
Now you know that you're an Israelite, right? Go ahead.
And now Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
So what does the Most High require of us, knowing that we Israelites now, right? Go ahead.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
Why do we fear God?
He's a vengeful and angry God.
And he'll put you to death if you don't listen to him.
Right.
So we're supposed to fear the Most High. Go ahead.
To walk in all his ways.
We're supposed to walk in all his ways. It's not 10 commandments. It's 613. We're supposed to be abiding by as best we can in this captivity. Go ahead.
And to love him.
And to love him, what's the love of God? Let me get 1 John 5 and 3. What's the love of God? Everybody talk about they love God, right? Everybody walk around like they love God. Everybody proclaim with their mouth that they love God, right? But love is not just something you say. Love is an action word. If I tell my woman I love her and I'm cheating on her every day and sleeping with a woman that belongs to another man, I don't love her. I'm just telling her that, right? 1 John 5 and 3.
For this is the love of God,
This is the love of God, out the Bible,
that we keep his
that
commandments.
we keep the Most High's commandments. So we're supposed to love the Most High. That's required of the Israelites. Go ahead.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And it's not hard to keep the commandments of the Most High, right? If the Most High say don't eat pork because then you got to get limbs amputated, you get gout, you get cancer, you get lupus. If he tell you that to prevent you from sicknesses that'll make you die faster, how is that hard? How is that something bad, right? Everything that God gave us was to allow us to live longer, right? Go ahead. So that's loving God, right? Because God loved us as the Israelites. Not everybody, only the Israelites. Go ahead.
That's right.
To walk in all his ways.
Go ahead.
And to love him and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
What's serving the Most High with all your heart and all your soul? Keeping his commandments. All the Most High said was keep my commandments. That's it, right? Keep going.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes.
Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day for thy good.
Keep going.
Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heaven is the Lord.
So everything belongs to the Most High. Go ahead.
The earth also.
Go ahead.
With all that therein is.
Everything that's in the earth too. Go ahead.
Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers.
So the Most High chose Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Noah, Eber. He chose these people in the Bible, right? Go ahead.
To love them.
To love them, not to love everybody. To love them. Read.
And he chose their seed after them.
And we're their seed after them. We stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not them pale-ass Caucasian people claiming to be the Israelites, right? That's why they call themselves Israelis,
right?
Meaning to be inhabitants of that land, not to really be descended from the man Israel, right?
Go ahead. There's a difference between when you look at the term Israeli and Israelite. There's a reason that there's different definitions.
Right.
An Israeli is an inhabitant of modern day Israel.
Right.
An Israelite is a person from ancient Israel.
Right.
So that shows you that they're two different people.
Right.
We're Israelites.
Right.
And they're Israelis or Jewish.
Right. Right. Just like Jewish. We learn this in the Lion school system. Ish is a suffix that means it goes after the word, right? So if I call somebody childish, that'll make them a child. That means they're acting like one. If my shoe's brown and I get them dirty, I'm gonna say they're blackish. That don't mean they're black. They're kind of black, right? So now if I call somebody Jewish, that doesn't make them a Jew. That means they're acting like a Jew.
Right.
Jew is a derivative of Judah, right? Now when you look in the Bible, Hamashiach Yahushua, who they call Jesus Christ, is a so-called black man. He came from the tribe of Judah. So you can't tell me that these Caucasian people went up in the mountains and now they pale. Right? But they're the original people that came out of the seed line of Judah. That doesn't make any sense. Keep reading. Where you was at? 3:15 again.
Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them.
Go ahead.
And he chose their seed after them.
And he chose their seed after them. Read.
Even you above all people.
Above all people, there's no equality in the Bible, right? You read it all throughout the Bible. The Israelites are above every other nation on this earth. You're not equal to somebody that's Chinese. You're not. God said.
That's right.
If they Japanese, if they Arab, you're not equal to them. If they African, because it's a difference between Israelites and Africans, you're not equal to them. Go ahead.
As it is this day.
As it is this day, as it was that day, until this day right now, right? Go ahead with your question. Wow.
Why does the New Testament make it seem like everyone, all of the nations is inclusive?
Go to Acts 17:24, please.
Like with Paul and them, like certain Gentiles can be saved and stuff like that.
I got you. Go to 1 Corinthians 12. What does the word Gentile mean?
That's not pertaining to Israel.
Gentile can mean two things. One of two things. A Gentile could be an actual Gentile, like somebody that's not an Israelite, or it could be an Israelite that's living under Gentile-like customs. Right. Just like our people walking around, they say, I'm African American. Well, you a Gentile, right?
Yeah, you're not that. You're not that.
Actually, go to Matthew 18:15. Hold that. Read that.
This is Acts 7 and 24. 17:24. Slack. God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth,
right,
dwelleth not in temples,
right, made
with hands.
Go ahead.
Neither is worship.
Hold on. So that chopped down your church right there. That chopped the church and the mosque down right there. Keep going.
What's that?
Oh,
Yeah,
the backhanded.
I got you. Go ahead.
Neither is worship with men's hands.
Right. What people do when they go into church, they clap, they go like this. That's not how you worship the Most High. You worship the Most High by keeping His commandments.
Right.
Go ahead.
As though he needed anything.
Because He don't need anything, right? He could even put the Israelites to death if He wanted to. Go ahead.
Seeing he giveth to all life and breath and all things.
Go ahead.
And have made one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth.
Go ahead.
And hath determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation.
Right. So what's a boundary? That's what you separate something by. So He's telling you right there, going back to the Old Testament, all nations are separated, right? So now read Matthew 18:15. And can you get 1 Corinthians 12:2?
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee,
So this is the Messiah giving wisdom on how you deal amongst your people. Go ahead.
go and tell him his fault
Right, so if your brother trespass against you, go and tell him his fault. Read.
between thee and him alone.
Right, go ahead. Don't try to make it don't broadcast it amongst the nation. We don't do stuff like that. It's a sin to gossip. That's in the Bible. Go ahead.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Go ahead.
But if he will not hear thee,
Go ahead.
then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
So if you don't understand, then you take a couple more witnesses. This is the issue, man. This is what we got going on. Then y'all deal amongst each other. Go ahead.
And if he shall neglect to hear them,
But if he don't even want to hear them, go ahead.
tell it unto the church.
Now you bring it to the higher ups, right? Go in the midst of the congregation. Go ahead.
But if he neglect to hear the church,
But if you don't even want to hear them, now he's just being a nigga. Go ahead.
let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican.
So Christ said, let him be unto you as a heathen, because he acted like a heathen. That's where you get that from in the New Testament, right? So read 1 Corinthians 12:2.
Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
He said they were Gentiles. So if you are a Gentile, you can't be were a Gentile, right? So now we got to understand who he's talking to. Go to 10 and verse 1.
1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant.
So he don't want these people to think he's talking about something that he's not, because people get Paul's letters mixed up and they think he's talking about actual Gentiles. So he's letting them know, I don't want y'all to think I'm talking about something I'm not talking about. Go ahead.
How that all our fathers.
He said all our fathers. That's possessive, right? I can't tell a white man all of our fathers came over here in slavery. So let's see what he's about to say.
That were under the cloud,
Read.
and all passed through the sea.
So he talking about the wilderness when Moses delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt. It was only the Israelites. So he can't be talking to anybody besides Israelites, right? So that's who he's talking to. People think the Corinthians are actual Gentiles.
So he's talking to the Israelites who was in Greece at that
Exactly.
time.
It was because from the beginning the Most High told us he was going to scatter us amongst all nations, right? Go ahead.
You have to understand, when you raised here in this system,
Right.
and when you go to church, this is what you have mentioned this before. Christianity makes the New Testament contradict the Old, or attempts to, because you can't really do it, but they try to do it, and the reason they try to do it is to give certain people a pass for what they did to us.
Exactly.
So they tell you God loves everybody. All the nations can be saved.
Right.
So when you look and you see the word Gentile, you have to understand it's talking about an Israelite Gentile, meaning you're in a Gentile state of mind.
Exactly. And we actually about to show you that too. Get that. Romans 9.
Well, thank you. You cleared that up. Thanks for clearing that up.
Romans 9:20. Read 24. We about to give you an example real quick, because when you look at the Old Testament, when you look at the New Testament, Paul is quoting the Old Testament. The Messiah is quoting the Old Testament. So if that is in fact talking about actual Gentiles, you should be able to find that in the Old Testament. But you can't, right? I'm gonna give you an example. Read that.
Romans chapter 9 and 24. Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
So he said the Most High didn't call the Jews only, but also the Gentiles. Now this is the book of Romans, so Paul is writing this letter to who you would think is actual Romans. But now we about to see. Because he about to quote something from the Old Testament. Go ahead.
As he saith also in OC.
So you got a difference between Hebrew language, transliterated and translated, and Latin and Greek, all the way to the Old English. So he said OC, but that's talking about Hosea in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
I, which called them my people, which were not my people.
He said he's going to call them his people, which have been not called his people, because what they tell us, they don't tell us we the Israelites. They tell us we black. They tell us we niggas, right? Go ahead.
And her beloved, which was not beloved.
Who is her? That's Israel or Jerusalem. Because that's our mother. Galatians 4:26. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
So all these nations tell us that we black and we African American, but the Bible say that we the true children of Israel.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
There shall they be called the children of the living God.
So in the land of our captivities, which we're in right now, we're going to be called the children of the living God. Now go to Hosea 1:10. Mind you, go ahead, Salaki. Mind you, he was talking about, he said Jews and Gentiles. But now that's prophecy from Hosea that he was reading. He was quoting. Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Right? That means no census, right? He's talking about what Paul was just talking about. Read.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
So you can't number the children of Israel because we fruitful and we be multiplying. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them,
Read.
Ye are not my people.
In them places, read.
There it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God.
So we're the sons of God in the Bible, or the children of the Most High. So that's in the Bible. Keep going. Read verse 11 too.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel,
right? Because he said Jew and Gentile. Read.
Shall be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for there shall be the day of Jeriel. So
right, because great is going to be that day when who they call Jesus Christ returns and puts us back in the land of Israel. You know what? People think Jesus Christ is coming back for a rapture. They think he's coming back to give out cotton candy. He's going to line everybody up in the field. One by one, they're going to go up in blue beams. That's what the church teach.
Right.
That's not in the Bible. People is going to be confounded. They really not going to know what's going on when so-called black people and niggas everywhere is going back to the holiest land on the earth. They're not going to know what's going on. You got a question?
I have two questions, actually. I'm Brazilian. Is there anything about, like, Brazilian people?
Your dad's Brazilian?
Yeah, my dad's Brazilian, my mom's Italian.
Maybe. Right, she
I
been
was
standing
wondering
here.
if there's any special
What's
things about Brazilians.
Your dad is Brazilian, you said?
Possible.
Like Indian Brazilian or of Negro descent? Or you don't know?
I have no idea, honestly.
Is he got dark skin?
A little bit, yeah, he's like Spanish.
It's possible.
Okay.
man, there's a possibility. Anybody got the sun? Yeah, right
Come back
there.
in.
The people that were scattered to the four corners of the planet, and a large part of that is here in the Western Hemisphere.
Right.
In South America, North, Central, and South are, in fact, the children of Israel.
Right.
So if your lineage goes back to Negro or Indian on your father's side, there is this distinct. Well, you're Israel.
Right.
Now that's why he asked you who your mother was, your father, and your mother. You said your mother was Italian.
Yes.
Right. So on the flip side, if your father was Italian, you would be a so-called white man or a so-called Edomite. But you said that's not the case.
Yeah.
Your father, there's a lot of Israelites who look like the heathen nations,
right,
because of mixing. Even though we weren't supposed to do it, because the Bible tells you neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Right.
But things happen. So that's like if I had sex with a white woman and my child would still, even let's say that the child came out looking white, hypothetically, the child would still be Israel because I'm Israel. So if it goes back on your father's side that you Israel, you down with the clan.
Right, because you are who your father is. If you plant an orange seed in an apple field, an orange tree gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you find out for sure, like, ancestry? Like
No, you don't trust ancestry.
Oh.
We do this. Go to Romans 8:16.
Book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 16.
Yeah, we're not supposed to mess around with that DNA thing.
No.
That's a bunch of bull.
The DNA is good for your kids, like pregnancy, but as far as your lineage,
The lineage, yeah.
because the people who run that DNA stuff is Jewish. They don't want you knowing that because that'll blow them up.
And they don't do it.
Right.
Why don't they do it? Because it would show they're not Jews.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. And they did a DNA test on a damn German Shepherd, man. They said it was Native American Indian.
A dog.
Yeah. Go ahead. Because America is slow. Go ahead.
Romans
Type of
8 and
sense is that?
16.
That one. Grab that sign.
The Spirit itself bear witness without spirit.
That's why I said that you standing here, right? A lot of people, they be gone already.
She been here for a while.
Right, you've been here for a while.
I like to be educated.
Exactly. Right, go ahead.
That we are the children of God.
The Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So if you begin to keep these commandments and things like that, who knows, you could be an Israelite, right?
Yeah.
We're not counting you out. Not all the way counting you in either.
We got to brief
That's how
we
you
go
feel
in.
yourself,
We got to tell them.
right? So you had another question?
Yeah, it's about suicide. I had my fiance, he killed himself like last year, and I just want to know like the
And you know the
Suicide?
next subject.
Yes.
Got something for suicide?
What's that?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have a
I didn't hear you.
Suicide? You said her fiance committed suicide.
I'll destroy not your temple.
Right. Go to what's that? First
1 Corinthians,
Corinthians.
what is it, 3:16 or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
3:19?
Because I heard you go like straight to hell if you do
Nah.
that.
We in hell right now.
Heaven and
Yeah,
hell are
that's what I
conditions.
think.
Right.
It's not sloppy. It's
Right.
not when you read. I think mostly everybody had to read a book in high school called Plato's Inferno. What was it? Dante's Inferno. Right. So you get the idea that hell is some. Heaven and hell is just conditions.
Right.
Meaning we're in hell.
Right.
Because we're subject to all these bad. Certain people are in heaven right now. The white man's in heaven.
Right.
He's running everything.
Right.
He runs the media. He runs this. He runs that. And he got us under his foot.
Right.
So he good. But we in hell.
Right.
What you want? What is
So,
this?
1
First Corinthians 1?
Corinthians 3, and then get Ecclesiastes. You got
About
1
the
Corinthians?
temple?
You got that. Can you get Ecclesiastes 12 and 7? Yeah, go ahead and read that.
1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God,
So we are the temple of the Most High, right? Go ahead.
and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you.
And the Spirit of the Most High dwells in us. The Bible says, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Go ahead.
If any man defile the temple of God,
So that would fall under defiling your temple, right? Why would you kill yourself, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, life is what it is for them, but we
Yeah.
got to get through it, right? Everybody got a life, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
him shall God destroy.
So the Most High is going to destroy you if you destroy your temple.
Yeah.
But now it's something to understand, though, with that. Read that.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion.
No, verse 7.
Oh, Salaki.
Come.
12 and 7?
Come.
Okay. Salaki. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was.
So this is what happens because the Most High made man from the dust of the ground. This is what happens when somebody dies. Read. They just go back to the ground. Read.
And the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
So your spirit goes back to the spirit world. You don't eternally go to a place where it's a red man and a pitchfork,
Yeah.
right? I actually want to give you something too. Get Genesis 25. Get
When does
25.
Revelation bring that up though? Like, they should be thrown into the lake of fire and all of that.
You know what that is? That's talking about the nuclear missiles coming to this place.
That's right.
specifics.
It's like an allegory was speaking about.
Yeah, you can call it an allegory, similar to, metaphor,
Yeah.
right? That's because that's what the Bible is. Everything in the Bible is not straight. A lot of things are plain in the Bible, but a lot of things are metaphorical.
Christ said he's
You got to find
Parable.
one in the back. I think.
Exactly.
Try that one. I never used that one.
Genesis 25 and 25. I want to show you something too, because these Caucasian people, they know what's going
Down
on.
below, you see,
right?
you see
Right.
that?
They know what they put in the.
See
They
it?
know what's in the book.
Where the brother's school located? Before you continue, it's on the platform, right?
Huh?
The location of the flyer.
You got flyers?
It's on the literature.
Yeah.
No, I have one. I mean, the
It's on
location
there.
of the school.
Yeah, it's on there.
For study or
It's on there.
Go ahead. My fault.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 25.
Go ahead. Actually, start at 23.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Right? So this is the Most High talking to Rebecca, right? The wife of Isaac. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people is going to be separated from thy bowels. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
Right? So one people is going to be stronger than the other people, right? So when you look at so-called black people or Israelites, we dominate everything. Even though this music is trash that we putting out, we dominate the music industry, right? R&B, hip-hop, the blues, it don't matter what genre you look at. We dominate the NBA, we dominate boxing, we dominate Major League Baseball, we coming for hockey, we coming for Michael Phelps, right? Go ahead.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So the elder, the first that came out was Esau. So that was from the beginning that Esau, which is the progenitor of the so-called Caucasian people, they was going to serve us, they whole nation, right? So they supposed to be at the bottom of society where we at now. We supposed to be doing what they doing. We supposed to be orchestrating everything, right? But we don't do that. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
right? When it was time for her to have the babies,
behold, there were twins in her womb.
So fraternal twins, right? He said 2 manner of people is going to be separated from thy bowels. Go ahead.
And the first came out red.
And the first came out red. What color do they depict the devil as?
Red.
Red, right? Because these Caucasian people know that they the damn devil that the Bible speak about. Go ahead.
All over like a hairy garment.
Right, go ahead.
And they called his name Esau.
They call his name Esau, which is Ishashua, wasted away.
Is he.
Right, wasted away is he. In the Hebrew, go ahead.
And after that came his brother out.
And after that, his brother came out, read.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel, read.
And his name was called Jacob.
His name was called Jacob. Now, why did they describe Jacob? Because Jacob looked like everybody else. Jacob was brown, right? He had melanin. So this is showing you who Esau is in the Bible. A lot of people think Esau is the Arabs. But when you look at original Arabs, it's dark skin. Everybody had dark skin. Ishmael came from Abraham, right?
Right.
That wouldn't make sense.
Right.
Go ahead.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him.
Right. So that's showing you who the devil is, right, in the Bible. It's Caucasian people, man. That's who it is, right? And we know in the Bible, God is not dealing with Caucasian people. He actually hates them, and they're going to be exterminated when Christ come back. Right? Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of where you want?
2nd Ezra is 6 and 7.
6 and 7. The book of 2nd Ezra is chapter 6, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
So what angel is that he was talking to? Great Gabriel or Uriel? One of the two.
Uriel, I think.
So he's talking to
I'm guessing.
So this is Ezra talking to talking to Uriel, the angel that was sent to him by the Most High to speak the Most High's words. He asked him what's going to be going on in the end times, read.
Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
So this is why we out here. Go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac,
read.
When Jacob and Esau were born of him.
We just read that, right? Read.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
That was symbolic. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world.
So America, it says Esau, but Esau is mainly America, Israel, the state of Israel, and Russia. So Esau is going to be the end of the world. Read.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
That's what it means when he took hold on his heel, right? Because it said the elder was going to serve the younger, but the Most High knew that we was going to end up going into captivity and being on the bottom of society because it's all part of his will, right? Keep going. So this is why we are to proclaim, right, the kingdom to the so-called blacks and Hispanics, right? Because we read in 2 Thessalonians that the son of perdition is going to be revealed and that falling away was going to happen, right? So now we bringing our people back because the Bible says it's nothing new under the sun. Going back to your question about the Gentiles, right? A Gentile in this time would be somebody who thinks they African American, right? Somebody who think they Brazilian, right? But really you are Israelite, right? People who talk about their city in America like that's where I'm from. I'm from here. No, bro, you from the land of Israel. That's where our ancestors came from. We didn't volunteer to come over here, right? So now we're trying to get back there. That's the kingdom, right?
Right.
Keep going.
The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Esdras, ask thou not.
So the hand of man is in between Esau or Jacob's hand on Esau's heel, meaning everything that the Most High had set in order was going to come to pass. And that also show you too who Esau and Jacob is. When you look into the world, the only two nations that really matter is black people and white people, right? That's what matter. When you look back, when you look at Martin Luther King, when you look at the Black Panthers, when you look at Malcolm X and them, before that, right? Before that, you look at slavery. Before that, you look at the Greco-Roman Empire. It's all about Caucasian people and the Israelites.
That's right.
Or Esau and Jacob,
That's
going
right.
all the way back to Genesis. So what we got to do is keep the commandments of God in the Bible, right? Because keeping the commandments is the only thing that's going to save you, right? Let me get Isaiah 61. So this is our main point of coming out here. People think we come out here to yell at Caucasian people and all types of madness. No, our main thing is to come out here to wake Jacob up.
Right.
Right? Because Jacob needs teachers. Can I get Isaiah chapter 1 and I believe 26? Jacob needs teachers. We go to the public school system for teachers, right?
Right.
We go to churches and mosques for teachers, right? We sit around and we listen to these Muslim people on these speakers talk about nothing, right? We don't have real teachers, and it all goes back to for real, we don't have a law. None of these religions provide you with a law, provide you with how to live, right? That's the problem. That's why America got what they call a democracy. It's really a hypocrisy set up,
Right.
and everything is all in shambles. Because the laws of the Most High is perfect. You can't take laws from our book, do them how you want to, and create a society out of it. It ain't gonna work, right? That's why America ain't working. What you got?
1 and 26.
Isaiah 1 and read 34.
34 and 24.
24. So.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 24.
Right?
Therefore saith the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of
The
Israel.
mighty one of Israel, whose name is Yahweh. That's God's name. God is a title. It means power. The Most High's name is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is. Go ahead.
I will ease of mine adversaries
Go ahead.
and avenge me of my enemies.
Because when you read Isaiah 10, it talks about a remnant of Israel coming back. The vast majority of our people is going to walk past while we teaching the word. It's going to be few that stop and listen to the word, right? So it tells you in Isaiah 10 that we no longer going to stay upon the people that's smiting us. Because right now, as the Bible says, we trust in an oppression, right? We go to the people that's trying to kill us to find out how to live. Go ahead.
And I will turn my hand upon thee,
Go ahead.
and purely purge away thy dross, and take away all thy tent.
Because 2/3 of our people is going to get destroyed. That's going to be the ultimate purification of the nation of Israel, right? Go ahead.
And I will restore thy judges as at the first.
Because we used to establish judgment on earth, right? When King David was in rulership for the 40 years, right? When Solomon had his rulership before he got wicked for the 40 years, we was establishing judgment on the earth. It tell you that every other nation was in subjection to us.
Right.
King David had Israelite kings bringing him presents. Yeah, let me get that. The Queen of Sheba came to Solomon like, damn, what they said about you really was true. Let me give you this gold, right? But now, we spit, right? Like the brother said, Esau, they got their foot on our neck, right? And you got what you call niggas running around these projects in these neighborhoods like they running something. Go ahead.
Salakia. I will
Right here.
I will restore thy judges at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
So the Most High is going to restore our judges in the land of Israel. Because waters is going to flow from Israel, meaning wisdom, right? Knowledge and understanding from Israel to the other nations, right? If they want to service, because Isaiah 60 and 12 tell you that in that day, if a nation don't want to service, they're going to be utterly wasted, right? So stuff like this ain't going to be happening no more. Because, I don't know, actually drop that, get Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. We don't know about other people, but we get mad when we see stuff like this. This is family right here, but this could be immediate family. And that seemed like it seemed like that's the only time people care, when it's immediate family.
Right.
When it's your uncle or your dad or your nephew. But it's your family too. Right? So we mad about stuff like this, right? That's why when we stand out here and we do proclaim the great year of the Most High or the Messiah to our people, we talk about how we don't like Caucasian people, right? We're not pulling this out our ass, right? I had a homie that just got shot for a damn $20 on a pizza run, right? Died, cold blood, right?
From another black man.
Yes. And you know who we learned that from? That came from what you call Mandingo fighting, during slavery. They used to sit back, they used to get niggas drunk, like off Django, right? And sit there and watch niggas fight, right? And then, to the death. Then when the fight almost over, they throw you an extra weapon. Like on Django, he threw the dude a hammer. Yeah, finish him off.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it for real. He finished him off though. Put that hammer straight through his forehead. So we learned that stuff from them, right? Read Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
So if you wise, read it again.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
21:20. It says, surely, without a doubt, oppression is going to make a wise man mad, right? It's certain things to be joyous about in captivity, but ultimately, we're trying to get back to the land of Israel, right? Surely oppression is going to make a wise man mad, right? Go ahead.
And the gift destroyeth the heart.
Why does the gift destroy the heart? Because they give you Section 8. Oh, we content, right? They give you food stamps, EBT. Oh, we content, right? Don't mind. Keep on killing us in the street, man. We ain't got nothing to say. I get that EBT next month, right? That's what niggas do. Go ahead, read it again. Oh, go ahead.
They got a video out. It was a so-called black woman. They made a song about how it go? Something like,
I got my EBT card or something.
If you could charge, like, use your EBT, you get it for free. They made a whole song out of it.
Right, mockery. Right? We literally on the bottom of society. They look at us like we nothing.
Right.
Right? So the first thing we need to come back to doing is worried about how the Most High look at us, right? Keeping His commandments, walking in all His ways, like we read earlier.
Yeah, if you remember, I don't know, y'all used to watch, what was that show? Seinfeld, right? Any of y'all ever watch that show?
No.
And the dude Kramer.
God.
Now, Kramer is a little weak comedian in real life,
Right.
but he was doing a comedy show. Are y'all familiar with the story?
Yeah, I know the story.
And he said there was a time we would put a fork up your ass. Excuse my language. So this is how they look at us.
Right.
You just a slave, nigga.
Right.
It's nothing changed. They might talk to you nice and kind and gentle, but deep in their mind, you're nothing. We're nothing to them.
Right.
Now, if it's to their advantage, they might promote you or do something for you. But in the back of their mind, they hate us because the Bible tells you that. And they certainly demonstrate it.
Slow it every
It's the
day.
same way about women. Like, they say women are equal and everything, but like, we're really not. Like, women aren't equal. Like, we don't have control of our bodies. Like in Georgia, like you get like, the death. Sorry, I can't talk. You can get the death penalty for having a miscarriage. Like that's
Yeah,
not
they
freedom.
just-
You
in
know what I
Georgia?
mean? Yeah, like women, like women
For having a
too.
miscarriage? This is the
Yeah.
first time I'm hearing that.
Yeah, if she does drugs or alcohol, like it to contribute to it, like she get the death penalty.
Wow, I can
like,
believe
I
it,
don't
though.
think
You
that's
saw-
freedom. Like, we
And that's
don't
where
have-
Georgia.
Yeah.
You have to remember this whole society, white man society, is wicked. It all promotes evil, wickedness. You know what I'm saying? It says on the dollar, in God we trust. That's guns, oil,
Drugs.
and drugs.
Right.
That's the white man's God.
Because they
It
claim
certainly ain't this.
Right, because they claim they claim that this is the Christian nation, right? But the real Christians kept the commandments of God,
Right.
And they were Israelites.
That's right.
So you can't say that's why the brother said gold, oil, and drugs, right? Anything we can take, we're gonna take it. When they was doing the Spanish Inquisition, you had every nation of Caucasian people taking land. It was a monopoly on land, right? You have Belgium, right? The Congo. What they do? Kill. What they say? Kill
10
what?
million.
10 million. So that means 20 million, right? You had Great Britain. You had Spain and Portugal. Still, these are our Caucasian people, right? Get that. Sirach 21 and 20.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 21, verse 20. A fool lifteth up his voice with laughter.
Right, mockery, like the brother said about the song. That's what a fool is going to do. A fool is not going to understand what's going on out here, so you're going to be laughing at everything. I know a couple of people like that I grew up with in school, right? But now, some of them, they understand that life ain't a game. Go ahead.
But a wise man doeth scarce a smile a little.
Why is a wise man going to smile a little bit? Because oppression is going to make you mad. And we're in oppression, right? Read that. Salaki. You get Psalm 62 and 10.
Proverbs 26 and 24.
Go ahead.
He that hateth dissembleth with his lips.
Talking about Caucasian people. If he hates you, he gonna dissemble with his lips. What Caucasian people do? They lie, they steal. What the Bible say? And this is one of my mom's favorite scriptures. When I was going to the Christian church, she didn't understand it. The devil cometh not, but to steal, kill, and destroy. Right? Now we understand who the devil is.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And layeth up deceit with him.
And layeth up deceit within him. Deceit is wickedness, right? Like the brother said, in the back of their mind, they think about how they about to take what you got. Go ahead.
When he speaketh fair, believe him not.
When he speaketh fair, believe him not. What they come over here to the Native American Indians to do? He just teach us how to cultivate, man. We appreciate you forever. What they do? They gave them diseases on blankets, right? They massacred them. They call it genocide, right? That's what Caucasian people do. Go ahead.
For there are 7 abominations in his heart.
It's 7 abominations in his mind. Meaning what? A complete number. You can't count it, right? He'll get over on you until he died, right? That's why you got wicked Caucasian people, Jewish people, like David Rockefeller, right? Getting he done had like 3+ heart transplants.
Yeah.
Right?
Plus.
He afraid to see that judgment.
Exactly. They're trying to live forever, right? Go ahead.
Whose hatred is covered by deceit.
His hatred is covered by deceit, because deceit is when somebody come to rob you, the best way to come is they're not gonna come like, hey, yo, I'm about to rob you. They gonna come acting like they cool, we smooth, man.
Right.
And then they gonna take it from you real sly. That's what Caucasian people do.
Right.
Go ahead.
His wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation.
Before the whole earth. We read in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, the son of perdition is going to be revealed, the man of sin.
That's right.
So that's what's going to end up happening. Everybody's about to understand that we ain't just out here making stuff up. Right? Caucasian people are literally out here trying to kill us. Literally. They put mercury in our food and our vaccines, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
They show you all this in that movie, The Purge.
Yeah.
All the murders. They show you all that.
Where was the last one at? Staten Island, right? Right.
Everyone that couldn't afford to move or whatever, they all got to stay and risk getting killed.
And what they call that gentrification. Who can't afford to move? Israelites, right? That's why Caucasian people is just wicked. Yes, wicked as hell. Thus saith the Lord. What you got? 62 and 10. Come.
The book of Psalms, chapter 62, verse 10. Trust not in oppression.
And the Bible say don't trust in oppression, but that's what we do, right? That's why a fool is lifting up his voice with laughter. Yeah, you know. And most of our people is trying to fit in with Caucasian people. They trust in oppression, right?
And become not vain in robbery.
And become not vain in robbery. That's what Caucasian people did. We learned it from them. We becoming vain in robbery. What's vain? Vain is stuff that's useless, right? So when you risking your freedom, even though we in captivity, I'm talking about freedom as far as being in prison or in jail, right? For the most part, you robbing a nigga for Federal Reserve notes, man. What's a Federal Reserve note? You robbing a nigga for debt. Paper. Right, it's paper. It's debt. So you killing your own people for debt, man. Go ahead.
Salakia. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them.
Because when people do that, then they feel like I ain't got no care in the world. They sit back, they kick their feet up, and then they end up like Caucasian people who now have a hand in our trials and tribulations, right? Because you're gonna become prideful. The Bible says don't do that multiple times. That's also in Sirach chapter 5, right? Read Sirach 10 or 12 and 10.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10.
All right. Likewise. Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemies.
Hold on, read it back.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemies.
So the Bible say never trust your enemy. Let me ask you something. What's your nationality? You Mexican. Your pop's Mexican, right?
No.
Now,
I'm from Mexico.
you from Mexico?
Yeah.
You from Mexico? Is your dad Mexican? Right. So you would be an Israelite according to the Bible, right? So you familiar with the land of Israel? Let's go right back to the basics. Revelations 2 and 9. So what we teaching is the greatest secret you'll ever find out is not Planet X and New Group, right? It's that you are an Israelite according to the Bible, and you are the people that God delivered out of Egypt, right? That he said he told Moses, let my people go. He didn't say let all people go. He said let my people go, the Israelites, right? Revelations 2 and 9.
Look at this dude.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So he said, this is red letter, who they call Jesus Christ, Hamashiach Yahushua in the Hebrew. He said he knows our works, tribulation, and poverty. Because we working, right, 40 hours a week. We at work more than we at home with our kids, right? We're in tribulation and we're impoverished, right? Read.
But thou art rich.
So when you read that in the Bible, it's in parentheses. So he's letting us know y'all got spiritual riches. Why? Because the kingdom of heaven only belongs to the Israelites. Period. Heaven ain't for everybody. God don't love everybody. Can't find that in the Bible. I promise. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy.
What's blasphemy? Blasphemy is a wicked lie, right? Go ahead.
Of them which say they are Jews.
So it says, I know the blasphemy of them which claim to be Jews. Who claim to be Jews on earth? Caucasian people. You can include Palestinians too, because that land don't belong to them. So they can keep killing them too. Right? Go ahead. Y'all not Israelites either. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
Blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
And are not.
The Bible say they're not Jews. You know, Jewish people reject the New Testament because that's in there, right? Because they know it's true. They know they don't belong in that land. They got over there in that land in 1948, man. And the British people put them over there in that land. When the British mandate lifted, that was their first time going to the land of Israel. And they over there like it belonged to them, having damn gay parades. One of the largest gay parades of the year happened in Israel. Go ahead.
But all the synagogue of Satan.
And that's because they the synagogue of Satan, right? That's in the Bible. Go back to Habakkuk 2 and 4. I usually don't. We're going to get on these white people today. We're going to get on these Caucasian people today. Right? You mind if I get on these Caucasian people? I know you don't mind.
Asking me?
Come on.
You can zoom.
Habakkuk 2 and 4. We're about to read about these white people in the Old Testament, in the Bible. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4.
Go ahead.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright.
Hold on, start from 1. You don't want to be making stuff up.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1.
Right?
I will stand upon my watch.
Right?
And set me upon the tower.
Right? So he's a watchman. Like we're watchmen, we watching the stuff that's going on with everybody else. That's how I walk around out their mind. Read.
And will watch to see what he will say unto me.
Right? What the Most High is about to give him, right? Read.
And what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Go ahead.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision.
Hold on. He told him, write this vision. Right? Read.
And make it plain.
Make it plain. Right? Read.
Upon tables.
Upon tables. Right? Write it. He said, make it plain. So what we about to read is plain. Read.
That he may run that readeth it.
That he may run that readeth it. When we read this, we said, damn. So we basically ran. Now we are teaching people what the Bible say. Read.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
This is the appointed time. Read.
But at the end, it shall speak
Right? Read.
and not lie.
Because we read that's why the Bible lined up perfectly. We read in 2 Thessalonians, the man of sin, the son of perdition, is going to eventually be revealed. That's what he's talking about. Read.
Though it tarry, wait for it,
Read.
because it will surely come.
It's going to come. Read.
It will not tarry.
Go ahead.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
His soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. Who is he talking about? He's talking about Caucasian people, right? Because certain people were made, when you read Sirach 33 and 10 through 15, it tells you certain people was made to be blessed and certain people was made cursed. That's what the Most High decided to do. So he just so happened that he cursed Caucasian people and he blessed the Israelites because the Most High can do what he want to do. A lot of people, they got a problem when we say stuff like that. But now, you bought 10 pair of shoes. You got a favorite pair, don't you? Right? Just because the Most High made everybody don't mean he loves everybody. Right? In fact, because he made everybody, that should let you know he can do what he want to do with them. Go ahead.
But the just shall live by his faith.
But the just shall live by his faith, right? Because faith without works is dead, right? He's talking about keeping the commandments because Habakkuk kept the commandments. Read.
Yea, also, because he transgresses by wine.
He transgresses by wine. What's wine? You know wine, actual wine, right? But wine is something different in the Bible. Give Micah 2 and 10. Real quick. So we breaking down the Bible. This is what church don't do. Church is not going to break down the Bible. They're going to pull one scripture and ramble for 3 hours, pass that collection plate, come back next Sunday and do it all over again. I was in there, I know, right?
The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10.
So we about to see what that wine is. It says Caucasian people transgress by wine. Transgression is anything that goes against the laws of God. We've been talking about today how they promote sin, right? Go ahead.
Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart.
So it's saying depart, meaning in your spirit, right? Don't be down with the philosophies of America. Go ahead.
For this is not your rest.
America is not our rest, right? People getting comfortable in America. People is getting careers and they feel like America's gonna last forever. Ancient Rome ain't last forever, and the ancient Romans are Americans, right? So that should tell you something. Go ahead.
Because it is polluted.
This land is polluted. That's why if you don't send your kids to a public school system where they're forcing homosexuality on them, you know you can go to jail for that. You go to jail for that. They come snatch your kids if you decide I don't want to sign the birth certificate, right? This land is polluted. Go ahead.
It shall destroy you.
Read.
Even with a sword destruction.
Go ahead.
If a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie.
If a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie, meaning lies, read.
Spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine.
He gonna prophesy unto you of wine. What is he talking about? He talking about man and shellings? Is he talking about a Sutter home? No. He's talking about that lies that he was just talking about. So that's wine in the Bible. Finish that scripture, I will go back.
And of strong drink. He shall even be the prophet of this people.
Go back. And he said that because our people believe anything. I could be agnostic. I want to be a Buddhist. I want to be a Christian. I want to be a Muslim. I want to be an atheist. Our people will do anything because we trying to fit in, right? But the Most High said, I made y'all above all people on the earth. Why are we trying to fit in to people that are beneath us? Heard what God said. Actually, hold that real quick. You Deuteronomy 7:6. What's your nationality?
Dominican.
Your pop's Dominican? Your dad Dominican?
My mom.
Your mom? What's your dad?
Spaniard.
You Spaniard?
Raised Catholic.
You? Dominican? Both your parents? Right, so you would be an Israelite and you would be an Edomite, according to the Bible, right? So go ahead. So what we talk about in Habakkuk is Edomites, right? Go ahead. Is he a Spaniard with color or is he Caucasian?
My color.
He's your
My
color?
complexion. Yeah. My mom's like right here.
His color?
Yeah.
I got you. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Right? So Moses in Deuteronomy is talking to the Israelites, right? We know for sure you are Israelites. So he's talking to you, and you, right? And you. Go ahead. And you. Got it. Go ahead.
For thou art the holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So the word holy is kodash in Hebrew. It means to be set apart, or it means to be purified or cleansed, right? Or different, right? To make it plain. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
The Most High chose the Israelites, read,
To be a special people.
To be a special people, read.
Unto himself.
Unto himself, read.
Above.
No equality in the Bible, read again.
Above.
Go ahead.
All people.
Above all people where?
That are upon the face of the earth.
So the Most High said the Israelites are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. In Catholicism, they tell you what? Everybody's equal. God loves everybody, right? Because that stems from Christianity. And all that is tied into Judaism, right? In a sense. So that's what they teach. But the Bible say that the Israelites are above all nations on the earth, right? So go back to finish talking about these white people.